handsome dudes right there. Look at those Backstreet Boys. Oh, I mean, what is it? Five Finger Death Punch. I'm just kidding. Those handsome men, right?
Looks cool, right?
Nice.
If I could hold back the rain, would you numb the pain? 'Cause I remember everything.
We had like a whole discussion about like your album last time I saw you, which is in the magazine. I would like to discuss a little bit about your martial arts.
Let's do that.
What is it exactly that you do?
Well, I started with judo when I was a kid. So I'm doing that for decades basically. And from judo, when I went to America, since judo is an Olympic sport, it was available to us. I didn't really like karate and none of that stuff. Judo was really real. You can train with full speed, full strength, without really hurting somebody. It's very controlled, And so to me, that was always the realest, martial arts I can get into in Europe at least. And then I went to America, everything out of sudden is available. Like, oh, kung fu, this stuff. So I was like just going around, like kid in the candy store, trying everything. And but it took me years. I've just been busy. It took me years and years. So I took off some years, but then I started back up and I started back with jiu-jitsu. So I do jiu-jitsu for about 5 years now.
Okay.
And then added back kung fu. I did a little bit, and now I started training again Wing Chun kung fu. And then I went into army combatives, which is basically it's almost like it's a mixed martial arts for the battlefield. So it has elements of everything, and then you add guns, knives, what kind of weapons that you have to defend against. And
What do you think what makes you successful in this martial arts is the fact that you know all of them or like a lot of them, and you can maybe combine them or something?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the idea. Not a single martial art is complete. They become complete by putting them together.
Are you allowed to like use different elements of different martial arts within like one competition for like maybe like jiu-jitsu or something?
That's okay. For example, if you take jiu-jitsu, I go to actually compete. I compete on world championships and everything.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So it has rules. It's like I can't punch somebody. So you know what I mean, because that is jiu-jitsu competition.
Yeah.
I would have to go to an MMA competition, like a cage fighting. But even
do you do
there,
that too?
no. We train, but I just don't compete.
Yeah.
I do need my hands, need to play guitar. So, but we do practice cage fighting, and the army combatives have almost everything. And I'm basically now an army combat instructor, so I got an instructor certification. Nice. I can train, military guys in hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
And that is the real deal for me, because this is completely like it's for the battlefield. There are there is the
Why is that important for you?
because that's as real as it gets. It's about survival. It's about becoming efficient that way. And I think humans became very domesticated. I don't advocate violence in any shape or form, but as humans, I think we became very docile, and we live our lives, in cubicles and then these fluorescent lights, and I don't think it's natural. 2,000 years of civilization cannot overshadow hundreds of thousands of years of genetic development and who we are and what we really are. So we try to behave and try to have these rules and societies and whatnot, but in the end of the day, if you electricity goes out, give it 8 days, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And where the society and civilization will go, And if there is a situation like that, most people will find themselves completely helpless.
Yeah.
They don't know how to survive. They can't even defend themselves.
But is violence the answer then?
Violence is the answer if there is violence is exposed against you. And then this is the thing, as I said, if something goes sideways, let's say fictitious, sun, storm, all electricity power grids are out, and then you wait a weekend and people start looting and people start fighting for food and mass survival. Police, army can't keep up with millions of people rioting. Then it's really in your hand. Then what are you gonna do? So I'm not saying that I would go out and I never attacked anyone in my life, but the idea is that you should be able to defend yourself.
Yeah. Well, there's one more question I'd like to ask you. Can you teach me a move?
Sure.
All right.
We're gonna do martial arts. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember everything.
Well, let's say let's do the carjacking video that we always do. I'm gonna sit
Okay.
next to you
Yeah.
right here. We're gonna carjack. So I'm gonna drive the car, and you're gonna carjack me with a gun.
Okay.
So are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say you're gonna put a gun at me and tell me to drive. Right? How that's gonna happen? Okay.
Drive.
So when I'm driving, this is actually what happens most of the times. You know, like I can feel her gun, her fictitious little gun right here, against my shoulder. A gun is a projectile weapon. If the barrel doesn't point at me, actually I'm not in danger, right? Because it's a linear weapon, right? So technically, when I push the gas or when I'm controlling the car, all I really have to do is control her gun. And with a roll of my shoulder, the gun doesn't, just keep your finger straight. Is what happens, the gun barrel doesn't curve like the finger, you know? So when I moved it, see,
Yeah.
you're already pointing at somewhere else. So by I move this, I'm actually not in danger right here.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna either grab the slide so you can't actually fire the gun.
Yeah.
If I don't have time, then I just grab the gun wherever. And with the other hand, I'm gonna go behind your elbow and basically just break your head right here. You can feel this. And take your gun and politely ask you to get out of my car. Or not.
Thank you very much.
So that's it. Put the gun back, right? You roll your shoulder right here. You're not in danger. You grab the gun, and I'm gonna break your little hand right here. Now,
All right. Now I'm driving.
okay. On the other side, let's switch. Because that's gonna be a British
British
shot.
driving.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm holding the gun.
Yes.
You roll your shoulder,
You over your shoulder.
right?
I'll grab the gun.
This hand. You grab the gun with that hand, right? And with this hand, go behind here.
Here.
And then, and you basically, you push, this when you push. Yeah, right
Like
there.
that?
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
But if somebody put a gun on you and you don't know what you're doing, just give them your wallet. If it's about the wallet,
It's just about the wallet.
you can replace that. If
It's about your life.
if it's threatening your life, then there are no rules.
Okay.
Then it's him or you, you know. So then
Yeah.
there is no rule.
Okay.
So that's our martial art lesson today for would-be carjackers or carjacking victims.
All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks. It was
Take
really
care.
nice interviewing you again.